Oh, that's his ear. It's kind of tight on the melon. Good morning, afternoon. It's 12 o'clock, it's afternoon now. Good afternoon. I am doing one of my favorite things that I ever do, and that is organizing breast milk. So when I work on Mondays and Fridays, I have to pump while I'm at work to replace what the babies have eaten that day, and so that I will keep producing that amount of milk. When I get home, I have bags of milk from what I've pumped at work, and I eventually, when I have time, usually when I first get home from work, my priority is to come snuggle the babies, but then at some point I need to organize the milk that I had pumped that day. Brad watched him yesterday, and I'm so thankful. It took some learning, but eventually he learned that this stuff is more valuable than gold. They call it liquid gold for a reason. And so Bear had like a ½ ounce left of his bottle, and Brad knew to put that ½ ounce in the refrigerator because breast milk is a little different than just like dairy cow's milk. It is a living thing. There are antibodies in it, which are living cells. There are antimicrobial, antibacterial properties in it. So it's not like your standard dairy milk. You can leave it out for up to 8 hours without it going bad because it has all of these antibacterial properties to it. So it's really, really fancy, amazing stuff. So anyway, because of that, you can reuse the same milk. This is something I've researched. You can do your own research. You don't have to agree with me, but it's scientifically proven that you can warm it up and reuse it a couple more times. Breast milk, not formula. That's different. So anyway, he knew to save that ½ ounce that Bear did not finish so that I could add it to another batch later, and every ½ ounce matters. So that's what I'm doing right now, is organizing my milk from yesterday. On the subject of milk, I mentioned in a previous vlog that Brad and I are going on our first solo vacation in November, and I've been actively trying to put away enough milk so that we can go on this trip for a couple of days and the babies can have breast milk and not have to supplement with formula or something else. So what that requires is that you have to be a few days ahead in your supply. And I had like maybe 50 ounces in the fridge. No, I don't think even that. I had like 30 ounces in the fridge. And so I figured up like between now and when we leave, I would have to put away an extra 2½ ounces a day to get there. I just don't think I'm gonna get there. So it's been a lot of work trying to boost my supply at this point and feed twins, you know, from the breast and do all of that. It was a lot. So what's really exciting is I have a really long-standing family friend who has a baby, and she had a pretty good oversupply, it sounds like. So she has quite a bit of breast milk saved up. She went dairy-free because it turns out her baby is allergic to dairy. So she has some breast milk saved up that has, like, from when she was still eating dairy that she can't use. That might be expired now, but since then she's also put away a lot more milk, and she's not sure what to do with it. And so I reached out to her to see if she still had it, and she does. And so I think she's going to supply us with some extra breast milk for that trip, which I'm super duper thankful for. I was kind of stressing about it. There's nothing wrong with formula. If I have the opportunity to give them breast milk, I would prefer to do that. So, but she's meticulous about like taking care of the milk, making sure it's not, you know, sitting out, making sure it stays frozen. She didn't take any medications while she was breastfeeding. She didn't drink caffeine, and she was dairy free when she found out he had the allergy. So it's like really high quality stuff. And I'm just really thankful that we have that connection, that we can supply the babies with breast milk rather than trying to look into formula or anything like that. So I'm really excited. And in addition to that trip, that's gonna be a short-term thing. That's only gonna be a couple of days. So they eat together, I'm estimating around 50 ounces a day. I don't know, they've never had bottles exclusively the whole day, so I'm not sure, but I think it's around 25 ounces each. So there's that trip. And then also I'm thinking about weaning to where they're gonna be completely weaned by like 12 or 13 months. And if that's the case, then I'm gonna need to supplement with something in the meantime while I'm bringing myself down off of producing 50 ounces a day. So this will be a really awesome opportunity for me to be able to do that. Very excited. I just wanted to reiterate, I need to make this clear. I have nothing against formula. What my reservation is with formula is that they have never had it. They have had nothing except for breast milk and then whatever solids that we've tried. And I know that it can take some time to find the right formula that agrees with them. Sometimes they don't like the formula, so I would rather not have to go down that path of finding the right one that doesn't upset their tummy. I mean, that can take a long time. We don't have that long before we leave for the trip. So I know they love breast milk, and I think that will be a smoother transition and much easier for everybody. So if you feed your formula baby, that's disgusting. If you feed your baby formula, then that is wonderful. That's a great option for you. I have nothing against it, and I have nothing bad to say about formula whatsoever. So don't feel bad, or don't feel like I'm making formula out to be the bad guy. Just wanted to clear that up. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Lyndall says hi. It is hot. You know when you're ready for fall and then it's like 110 degree heat index and you're like wearing your boots and sweater leggings? That's usually me when we lived in the South. I would pull out my boots in October no matter what, and it really doesn't cool off until like December. But Missouri this year has been like extraordinarily hot, and it's mid to late September now and it's still dang hot, which I think is fairly normal. Like, we'll still have a couple of really hot days, but it is, I think, abnormally hot this year. Where do you guys live, and what is your fall like? Are you guys like fall pumpkin festival, sweater dresses, or are you like palm trees and margaritas still in October and for Halloween? That was one thing about South Carolina. It was like on Halloween, you still are on the porch drinking white wine. It's weird. Here you're having like mulled wine cider. Yum. What do you think, guys? It's stinking hot, isn't it? You get your octopus. Yeah, get your octopus. You guys are cute. Oh, Lyndall wants to try out the octopus. He said no. Lyndall, look at all of these other things we have here. I'm so glad I'm vlogging when she's wearing this outfit. It's so cute. I tried to order it on Target.com and they didn't have it in stock. And then one day I was just randomly in Target and they had it on the clearance rack. Score. So cute. But we need a bow, don't we? You happy baby. Hi. Hi, happy baby. Oh, excuse you. So while the babies are napping, I'm watching a Hallmark video about a wedding dress shop owner. That is about the girliest thing I think I've ever done. But they're really, I mean, they're decent movies. If you like Hallmark movies, let me know in the comments below. I used to only watch the like Christmas ones, but I've dabbled in a few of the normal ones and they've gotten a lot better. They're not super cheesy. And I'm also making the baby some food. So I have butternut squash, I'm steaming some broccoli, I have some sweet potatoes ready to go. I cooked a bunch of quinoa earlier. I have some zucchini chopped up ready to steam next, some black beans, and then I have frozen fruit of all different varieties. So I'm gonna blend some of that up together later, probably after the babies go to bed tonight. I wanted to touch on one other thing. If you're curious about like how you go about boosting your supply enough to put some milk away, like I'm trying to do, while also, you know, feeding your baby or twins, the 3 things that I've done are, Alexa, off. The broccoli's done. The 3 things that I've attempted, or I've tried to do to attempt to build up a supply, which is proving to not really be enough, the 3 things are, first I added nursing sessions with the baby. So I've just let them eat as much as they want throughout the day. I let them latch as many times as they will. And in theory, that will boost your supply for any other sessions that you pump for. Secondly, I added a pumping session. So when I first put them down to bed, I pump then. And then in addition to that, I pump when I normally do at 9 p.m. right before I go to bed. And that's to give them their bottle before bed the next night. So I added a second pumping session. What I found is I really, instead of just pumping a lot at 9 o'clock, I split the difference and I pump half of it at 7 and half of it at 9. So it really, I don't think has made that much of a difference for me. And then thirdly, power pumping, which you're supposed to do over several days, and it in theory boosts your supply during that time of day and a little bit overall. And how you do that is you pump for 20 minutes, rest for 10, pump for 10, rest for 10, pump for 10, rest for 10. So it takes a full hour to do it, and that's supposed to boost your supply as well. So if you're feeding one baby and you want to attempt building a little bit of a stash, you can try those things. That's what I've researched that will do the best. The problem with doing that is you're setting yourself up for potentially having an oversupply in the future, which can be a problem. And there are a lot of problems that come with an oversupply besides just like health-wise. You can get mastitis if you get engorged and things like that, but also it can create like a fore milk, hind milk imbalance where the baby's eating till they're full and all they're getting or most of what they're getting is fore milk, and they're not getting a lot of the fattier hind milk. So it can be an issue if you really go after it and make your supply way more than you need. So I think it's safer to just try to get an extra ounce or two a day if that's what you're trying to do. So that's what I'm doing lately, and I'm hoping it'll work a little bit better than it has been.
Wait, hold on, let me lift her.
Dad's home! Grandma. Say Grandma.
I know. Say who?
Oh, hey Bear. Are you still there? Hi. Who put that on your head? I don't think Dada was here.
Do it.
Dada wasn't here. It's kind of tight on the melon. A little tight on the old melon, eh? It's cold. It's cold.
Everybody's swimming. Kids are swimming. Rusty's swimming.
Is he really?
Yeah.
You got his shampoo? Oh, their shampoo.
What do you think?
Maybe we could bathe Rusty too. He's got a deceased friend out in the woods. He goes and visits frequently. As soon as we get him clean again, he's rolled in it.
Rusty takes a lot of baths.
Yes, he does. About as many as Lyndall and Bear do.
Yeah, seriously.
Gonna have to be real careful with this clip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his ear. Yep, that's an ear. Lyndall.
She's looking at it very inquisitively.
Hi, Lyndall. Hi, Junebug. Hi. So we're figuring out these books. Lyndall said I don't know how old she was when she started doing it, but has always done this on everything she wants to feel. You gonna make this slide? Whee! 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 Good job! Good job! I just love how she does this. Should we go back up? Let's go back up the hill. Here we go. Okay, make it go down. Whee! Whee! Good job, Lyndall. Good job.
Good morning. How's it going out there? So last night was kind of a big deal for me in my Peloton journey because I hit ride number 100. It took me a little bit longer to get 100 rides than I was hoping for. So they call it your century ride. And if you do it live, so with the Peloton, there's a bunch of on-demand classes, but you can also live stream classes from New York City. So I did that last night and got my shout out.
Happy 100th ride. The C.H. Toscano, Jam Girl, Twin Dad Bod Brad, and
So relatively speaking, I've gotten a lot of shout outs. I think it's because of my name, which is Twin Dad Bod Brad. Thanks to Rachel, she came up with it. Hilarious. So if you have a Peloton, follow me on the leaderboard, Twin Dad Bod Brad. Or Rachel as well. She's twin Mom Bod Rach. See you on the Peloton.